Hey there, heroes. Welcome back. This is another haul video, but we're doing a little different here. We brought back Steve from Cyberspace Comics. Welcome back, Steve.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Let everybody know about your website and the vast number of comics.
Yeah, Cyberspace Comics offers 175,000 items right now, different comics.
Yeah.
Probably one of the largest selections in the world.
Yeah.
We offer like next day shipping, next day processing, everything. Yeah, and we have exclusive comics that we give away to large orders.
Yeah, and you know, go back and watch our video for the comic shop talk. You get a good look at his warehouse, which is pretty amazing. The reason I brought Steve in is because, you know, I was running through stuff when I do hauls because my brain doesn't stick all this information. This guy knows more about comics than I know. A lot of guys in comics, and I'd put him up against pretty much anybody because he's probably sold almost every comic except maybe some of the.
Done a lot of selling.
Yeah,
Done a lot of reading too.
Maybe not
that
enough.
helps.
Yeah. That's the other thing is we had a really good conversation about books we've read on the other videos. So go back and watch those. Yeah, we're gonna start off with some Avengers. These are all like set copies. They're not keys, and they are destroyed. 0.5s, you know, if that.
But they're still cool to own.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean, like
The
how
colors
cool
are
is
still
this?
really good. I mean, cover's ripped. It's barely hanging on. The cover's barely hanging on. It may be even detached. I don't know. I already put it in a bag and a board because of how rough it is, and I also upped it to a golden age because it also has. Not only is it in this bad condition, but it has comic bloat, where it is kind of flattened out from humidity and stuff.
So are we like testing each other on the knowledge of the characters on the cover here?
Oh, I could name the characters.
You can.
I know
Who's this guy?
That one I don't know.
All right.
Sure, pick that one.
Okay, so this is actually the second appearance of this character, and this character's name is Power Man.
Oh yeah. Before there was the Luke Cage Power
Yeah,
Man.
way
That
before.
was the first
Yep.
one. Yeah.
So the character Baron Zemo, there was a process that created Wonder Man back in issue 9. Yeah, he used the same process to create this character. This is Power Man, and he was a tough villain.
Right.
So he's got the same ionic stuff as Wonder Man.
Wonder Man. That's
Yep.
cool.
And then when Luke Cage came out, and they gave him the name Power Man.
Right.
Okay. So this guy comes along. His name's Eric. He and Cage fight over the use of the name.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is that in Power Man?
That's in Power Man. Yeah.
Or is it Heroes for Hire back then, or is it Luke Cage?
It started as Luke Cage, Hero for
Cage,
Hire, but then it transitioned to Power Man.
Is
and,
when he-
and that's
when
when
he
he
shows
comes
up.
after him. Yeah,
Oh,
he's like,
that's a
that's
cool
my
idea.
name.
That's a cool
So but Luke beats him, and then he ends up, tail between his legs. Now he's not Power Man anymore. He comes back as the smuggler in Spectacular Spider-Man.
The smuggler.
Yeah. And then later on, he becomes Goliath, which you might remember Goliath. Yes, from like Acts of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Spider-Man took him on. And then after that, Baron Zemo.
And that's another name that was already used.
Yeah, oh sure, yeah. Multiple times in
Yeah.
Avengers history. And then after that, Zemo takes him back again, and they create the Thunderbolts, and he's Atlas.
Oh, very cool. I did not know that connection.
A lot of history in that guy.
So yeah, if he ends up in the Thunderbolts and the Thunderbolts movie ever happens, second appearance.
Yep.
Still a $5 book. What's the Enchantress?
The
doing?
Enchantress is there as well, yeah. She's
She was
aligned
like
with Zemo. And,
Zemo and
yeah.
them? Okay. Avengers 27. Now this is probably a tad bit better. It might be a 1. Cover is hanging on by a
For dear life.
dear life.
Dear life.
You know, a dark colored cover, so like there is a lot of foxing, cracking, you know, it's seen better days. But a fun cover, like Aquaman. Captain, he's wearing an A on his head, I say Aquaman. DC fanboy in me. Captain America's got like a helmet, like a underwater helmet on.
They all do, actually.
Yeah,
the
they
ones
all
that are out of the sub as they're facing
and then there's the
Atuma.
submarine.
Well, they're
this
taking
is
on Atuma.
Atuma.
So they got to be
All right.
underwater, yeah. So they're
Is he in
prepared.
the background there on the cover?
They're ready to take on some Atlanteans.
Is that?
I think that's just generic Atlantean
Generic
3,
Atlantean?
but I think this is an Atuma story.
That's pretty good.
Yep. Scarlet Witch there at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Quicksilver.
Now, a little bit better, maybe a 1/5, but we have 29. Yeah.
Another Power Man appearance.
Is it another Power? He's back.
He's back.
Is it his third appearance, or did he go
I'm
play in
not
another
sure about
book?
the number of appearances because I think he's in a lot of
were
these.
using him a lot
They
back
were,
then,
yeah. Well, he was a strong guy,
Yeah.
so he was the muscle. Yeah, I think that's him right there. Also, the really interesting thing to me is this is Black Widow.
In that green costume?
Yeah, in that green costume, yeah. I don't know if you hold that up there, but that.
Yeah, I did not.
This is Black Widow.
I didn't know she was originally.
Yeah, she had a lot of funky costumes before that she got that black
one
one
in
that
in
you
the
had in
Spider-Man.
the last haul.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's pretty neat. She's on the next cover too.
What a crazy.
She looks like a spy, doesn't she?
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
never notice her. Blends right into the shadows.
They made her actually look more like a Golden Age character. She really has that Golden Age feel with that
With
little
the mask. Yep.
and the no strap top. That was famous for the 50s. So now, right in a row, here we go. Number 30, Avengers 30. Probably a little bit better. This might be a 1/8. You think that would make it 2? No, I don't think. I'm really tough. Everybody knows that I grade super tough, but
Let's just say it's low grade.
it's low. It's a low grade. Not as low as the first few, but yeah, down there. It's just the spine is just horrendous. The cover is on nice and tight, but the spine is crazy. Now, who is this guy? Who's this guy with the blue?
Goliath. That's
Goliath.
Pym, Hank Pym. And then
He was Goliath.
you know this
before
is
he was
right.
Giant Man. That isn't that. No, that's not the Arrow. That's not. That's the Swordsman.
The Swordsman, yeah. He was in
Swordsman.
the Hawkeye
Yeah.
TV series.
And then as he was saying that she's on the next cover. There she is again, Black Widow in the green.
Power Man.
Power Man.
Yeah. So this issue right here marks the return of some of the original Avengers. Like you can see them on the cover here.
Yeah.
Hank and Janet. They were like at issue 16, the whole Avengers like left, all the original team,
Right.
and it was just Captain America, and he recruited Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which
Right.
is a very weird match of characters at the time.
At the time, she was not as powerful as she is now.
No,
Right, the
no,
Scarlet
no,
Witch.
definitely not.
So it was a very underpowered.
Like, oh, I'm gonna make that
Avengers
villain
group.
trip over there. A rope just flew up and tripped him. Like,
Right,
very,
right.
very underpowered compared to today.
Probably Quicksilver, probably the most like dynamic power
Yes.
back then.
In that quartet,
Yeah.
yeah. So now we have some of the old guard coming back. We have, well, it's not Ant-Man anymore, but
Avengers Assemble.
Hank Pym and Wasp.
Avengers
Yeah.
Assemble, right?
I do wonder if some of the readers were like, "What happened to everybody that we love so much?"
You know, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened. All right, here we go. Number 38. Hercules is right up on the front. Great red cover. Pretty much 80% of this is low grade, but I don't turn it away because where can you find it?
No, you can't.
They just don't show up. If one shows up in a really, really good condition, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
So this is a classic.
Again, with the heads around the edge. I love it.
Classic storyline where somebody comes in as a villain against the Avengers and later ends up being turned around as the hero and ends up joining them. They did that with Wonder Man where
Right.
he redeems himself at the end of
At
it.
the end.
The Vision comes in, I think, as adversary, and
So this is Hercules coming in and
eventually he joins the team as well.
being a bad guy, and it definitely didn't happen in this issue because we looked at the
No,
next
he
issue.
doesn't join yet.
Right.
But Enchantress is kind of looks like
He
she's
kind of hangs out though, like he.
yeah, he's hanging
like-
around.
I think it's 40. He's like on the front cover with he's on every cover for the next few, but
Did you ever read any like the Hercules stuff?
I didn't.
So Hercules is, kind of a replacement for Thor,
Right.
in the
Another god.
immortal aspect, yeah. But he has such a different personality than Thor. Like Thor's very stoic. Hercules is just embraced immortality and is just off doing fun things. He loves having adventures. He loves having fights. Like the fights are like his favorite part of
Right.
existence. So it was a fun departure from Thor, but still have the power on the team too.
Yeah. So this is the next issue, 39, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, look at how you're holding that." Look, I don't think there's much. I mean, I could rip the cover off, which would make it coverless.
that.
I won't do that, but But like, there's not much more we could damage it wise. Again, like the spine roll on this is horrendous. You can see that. The cover is attached pretty well, but the spine roll is...
Every bit of damage you're doing now is costing you pennies. At least.
But a great cover, right? Like Hercules throwing a big piece of machine to kind of help out the
Look at the
Avengers
name
there.
of the Mad Thinkers group here.
The
The
Triumph.
Triumvirate of Terror.
Man, they were trying hard.
Oof.
They were
Yeah.
trying hard. Take a look inside. I mean, these pages are yellowed pretty bad, but like the part that's colored, the printed part, still looks fantastic, man. You buy this for $5, take it home and read it, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. You're gonna get a lot of early knowledge.
You're gonna get a lot of reading because these are super dense. Stan Lee was just like writing and writing and writing. There's so much like expository dialogue. It's like you
Some
don't
of
even-
it's only the character. You can only see the character for the bubbles.
Yeah. Yep. But like there's a lot of them where they're explaining what they're doing as they're doing. It's like, well, just let the artist do that part.
Yeah, I think it's done really well nowadays. There's a lot of writers that are giving the artists room, and I think that's why the art has gotten so good.
Yes. Yep. Not to say, I mean, Kirby's paneling was excellent, but he definitely got drowned out by a lot of word bubbles.
I wonder if you could get the originals without lettering and you can rewrite the story. I mean, how great would that be? Number 40, right on the cover again.
Hercules.
Hercules.
And
Submariner?
Yeah, Submariner.
Hawkeye showing up. Like, what is he going to do with that? But they loved Hawkman.
I loved Hawkeye.
Really? Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye was
Hawkman,
great.
I'm calling him Hawkman. See? This is why I didn't read a lot of this, because I was reading DC. I was not reading Marvel at all. I was actually one of those guys who's like, I'm a DC guy. Never read those X-Men. I never read that. Yeah, I picked all the books that were worthless. When I was young, I could have been getting like X-Men 1 for like $25.
Instead, you bought the 255th issue of Superman.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I enjoyed Hawkeye at the time. Hawkeye was kind of butting heads up against Captain America. So as a kid, like, you know,
Trying to
Captain
be-
America's the adult and, you know, Hawkeye.
Oh, is that kind of way they played
I
it?
guess so, yeah. You know, a lot of him questioning Captain America. So, you know, as a kid growing up, you're questioning, you know, authority
Yeah,
figures.
authority figures.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
cool.
And then it was fun. Eventually, he got handed his own team, West Coast Avengers, and then he found himself in the role
of
Captain
Captain
America.
America.
Yeah, so it was a good bit of character
Now,
progression.
this is one of my favorite characters in the
I love him as well.
Dragon Man.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just enjoy seeing a giant robotic dragon monster.
He was just so good, man. He was like, filled up the page. That's another thing. He
Yeah.
was so large.
Yep.
I mean, not Fing Fang Foom large, but like really big.
No, very menacing looking though.
And this is not his first. He
No,
appears
no.
much earlier than this. but-
Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
35 or 36, I think.
which I think I also have. But, oh, hey.
Uh-oh.
This is why you should always go through your books. Flip through your books. There was something I wanted to send away for, damn it.
Did it interrupt the story?
No, there's an ad on the.
So that's good planning by the editor. It doesn't.
Yes. There's an ad on the back. It must have been some kind of pinup. Not pinup, but
There was 2 covers here that they were showing off, and they probably took
Cut 'em
those
out.
out. Yep.
yeah. Oh, you just look at the way they drew him. These guys were so good, man. They're so good.
I do think it's funny now he's a totally different color
Yeah. I don't know why they went.
and intelligent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still not really Marvel. I didn't know they made him intelligent. I like him like this. It's the same like
Has like
the
little
Hulk.
like beast glasses now.
Every time somebody gets smart, you got to give them the little point.
How do we know he's smart? Oh, he's wearing glasses, of course.
All right, here we go. This is a big book, but not in this condition. But the Red Guardian, he's going to be in the new Thunderbolts. Asterisks.
Yeah.
If it ever comes out, is that what they'll?
No,
Have they already filmed it? Because they've shown them pictures of them already
Yeah,
together. You think it's already filmed?
I think it's got a good chunk of it.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird pose on the cover. It's just kind of like.
But you don't just hang out in the store like, hello, heroes.
I love all the head. I always loved the headshots on covers. Like not like just headshots, but like
Yeah?
You know, I did. I liked it. Like, who's going to be in it? Oh, there's going to be Scarlet Witch.
It seems super redundant on this cover because you have the corner box that has all the same exact heads that we just put floating around the Red Guardian.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at this. This is another very low grade. But this is his first appearance. Oh, you get a great shot of Hercules fighting the
Hydra.
Yeah. A Hydra, not Hydra.
And a Russian superhero on top of it.
Yeah. This is great. He had, he had discs that he threw? Or was that just something he picked up?
I don't remember much about Red Guardian's abilities besides being strong.
He wasn't around for a lot.
No.
Like,
this was like 2 issues and
he's done, right? Yeah. And now all of a sudden he's in the movies.
Well, I mean, he's come back since, but like in the early days, you didn't see much of him. Like the other, villains that came back over and over again. That wasn't him.
You know, I never even thought to even look this. In the in the Marvel Universe 616, is Russia now, or are they still the USSR? Did they?
Now or back then?
Now. That was definitely during the Cold War.
I don't know if they really talk about Russia that much right now.
Well, it'd be interesting if they had left them, whether they're kind of. Before I put this away, we'll take a look at this. This is really, really rough. This is as rough as maybe the first ones that I showed too. This, it's flaking and everything. Number 44, this is, I guess, his second appearance, the Red Guardian. Yeah, this is mad falling apart, but you're still going to get to read it. It still has value.
See, I think I'd prefer more of that dynamic cover.
This kind of cover?
Yeah.
There's a lot happening.
Than floating heads.
Floating heads.
And honestly, you don't see either of those type of covers much anymore.
This is the cover that I think the most is what they should be doing now. There's nothing.
Let you know what's going on in the book.
Well, at least some action excite me.
Yeah.
What I've always said, and I've said it 1,000 times on the videos, is that I think the inside is art, and the outside should be commercial art.
Covers sells a book. Yeah.
It should be an advertisement for the book.
One of my least favorite periods of time was when Joe Quesada said, every cover should be like a poster, but just like an establishing character shot. Like no action, nothing that. Do you remember that era? So every issue of Spider-Man is just like Spider-Man on a building or swing. Right. Like it's just you have no clue who else is in the book besides Spider-Man.
Nothing to excite you to get the book.
Nope.
It's just, I already know it's a Spider-Man book. You know why? Because on the top it says Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Either amazing, spectacular, it's still Spider-Man.
But who's the villain? No clue for like 2-year period stretch.
Right. Well, maybe he was thinking that you would have to buy the book to find out who the villain was.
I don't remember his rationale.
That's a theory, but I don't think it sells books. Now, who's this green guy?
You know what that is? It's the super Adaptoid.
Yeah. That's.
And he can mimic the powers of people or superpowered people in his area.
And it looks like he chose Hawkeye.
Oh, he's an amalgamation. Well, in here, I think he's an amalgamation of all of them at the time.
All of them?
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to shoot arrows really straight and on target?
Right. Isn't the super Adaptoid just like the Super Skrull? The Super Skrull, but he only could do the Fantastic Four.
Well, the Super Skrull is also an alien being. This is like a robot.
Oh, robot.
Yeah.
The inside looks great.
Yeah, so he's got Cap's chainmail. Yeah. And he's got Hawkeye's, and he's got, I think,
Thor's wings.
Goliath's growing powers there.
Yeah, the outside of this book is caca, but the inside actually is
looks cool, yeah. Colors are vibrant.
Yeah, and the pages are like just off-white. There's a little yellowing in spots, but...
There's just no overcoming that cover, though. You can have white pages in there. It's still not going anywhere.
No spine roll, no bloat, so she'll fit in the Silver Age.
Just watch the top of that as you push it in. Oh, catching the back. Oh, it's painful to watch. Oh no, Emmett. What did you say? It was $5?
$5.
$4.97.
$4.97. All right, 46. Now the Whirlwind. That's right. Whirlwind and Ant-Man gets a shout out on the cover.
Are they calling him Ant-Man? See, that's curious to me. They're calling him Ant-Man, but he's not in the Ant-Man costume.
No.
But he is shrinking here.
He is, yes, because these are we have ants on the cover.
Yep.
But he's in the Goliath.
And as a reference to his early storyline, Man in the Anthill, when he was just Hank Pym from Tales to Astonish.
Yeah. So well, maybe we have it here. Maybe I shouldn't even talk about it, but when did Goliath become Giant Man?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think he is Giant Man here.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. Whirlwind. I really thought that was a pretty lame character. Because
He's super associated with them, like, throughout history. Like, I just read Avengers Inc., and he's still, like, there.
Really?
Yeah. But it's very focused on Wasp, too, so, like, it made sense to have him there.
Was
but,
he-
like, that's their villain,
Oh,
the
okay.
Whirlwind. I'm pretty sure he's not... This is the first appearance of him as Whirlwind. He used to be the Human Top, I think. Even cheesier sounding.
was he from Timely, and this is his?
No.
No?
He was
The Human Top.
the Human Top in, like, the Tales to Astonish era.
That's a great splash page. Well, there's really not anything going on.
I also have
like those.
fond memories of Whirlwind because he was in the Avengers arcade. I don't know if you remember that from, like, the 90s.
Oh,
He was
absolutely.
one of the villains in
Absolutely.
there, too.
Wasn't he also in like the Spider-Man Friends cartoon?
Like the more recent one.
No,
Like the
one
Superhero
in
Squad?
the, like the 70s or 80s.
Oh, I don't know.
And then, is he Asian?
I don't think so. I think his name is David Cannon.
Oh, there he is. Is this him changing right here? Yeah. That may be the first time he says Whirlwind.
You saw it here, heroes.
It's not here. 46, great book. All this stuff is, man. Look, I'm such a DC fanboy, but like in this collection there was not a lot, about the same amount of DC, but just not as exciting, not as fun. Like I've grown to really love the early Marvel art.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome over.
Yeah. Come back for part 2 where we get more in depth in all these books. And you know what to do, keep reading comics.